Every second, over 99,000 searches are made on Google. That's 8.5 billion a day. People are constantly asking questions, some smart, some strange, and some that make you wonder how we made it this far. But what are the facts people can't stop Googling? Let's find out. These are the 29th most Googled facts ever. 1. Can you pay for stuff with Superman coins? Governments like the Royal Canadian Mint sometimes issue collectible coins, and some of them are actually legal tender. So technically, you could buy a can of soda with a Superman coin. 2. How did World War II start? Germany invaded Poland. Britain and France declared war. But before that, Germany got hammered by the Treaty of Versailles after World War I. Then, Hitler rose to power, quietly rebuilding the military while the world looked the other way. 6 years later, the biggest war in history began. 3. How do cats purr? Surprisingly, scientists still aren't 100% sure. Most agree it comes from rapid muscle contractions in the throat, but the real mystery is why they purr. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're in pain. It's basically the Swiss Army knife of animal noises. Why do tigers have stripes? Even though the stripes look obvious to us, they help tigers blend into tall grass and forest shadows. But that's not all. Each tiger's pattern is unique, like a fingerprint, and their skin has the same stripes as their fur. 5. Is the Eiffel Tower straight? It looks straight, but not always. On hot days, metal expands. So the Eiffel Tower can grow by up to 6 inches and lean a few centimeters away from the sun. No design flaw, just physics. 6. Why are flamingos pink? They're born gray, but as they eat algae and shrimp packed with beta-carotene, their bodies break it down into pigments. Those pigments turn their feathers pink. So yeah, flamingos are what they eat. 7. What does the Leaning Tower of Pisa lean on? Just dirt. Unstable, soft ground under one side of the foundation made it sink. Instead of fixing it, they just kept building. Now it's one of the most famous architectural accidents in the world. 8. Can fish get thirsty? Yes, but only saltwater fish. They lose water to the ocean through osmosis, so they actually drink seawater to stay hydrated. Freshwater fish, they absorb water naturally through their skin and gills. 9. Can you sneeze in your sleep? Nope. Sneezing is a reflex, but when you're asleep, your brain turns off that part of your system. You can dream about sneezing, but you won't actually do it. 10. Why is the sky blue? Sunlight looks white, but it's made of all colors. Blue light scatters more when it hits the atmosphere. So during the day, we see a blue sky. At sunrise or sunset, that light has to travel farther, so blue gets scattered out, and we're left with reds and oranges. 11. What is the speed of dark? Same as the speed of light. Because darkness isn't a thing, it's just the absence of light. So when light leaves an area, darkness moves in instantly. 12. How far can a human throw something? With just arm strength, about 400 feet, if you're a pro baseball pitcher. But with tools like a sling or atlatl, an ancient spear thrower, it can go over 1,100 feet. The world record? 13. How long can a person go without sleep? The record is 11 days, but after 2 or 3, things get weird. Hallucinations, memory loss, even paranoia. By day 5, your brain starts shutting down parts of itself. It's dangerous. Don't try it. 14. Can humans see air? Not pure air, but we can see things in the air, like dust, pollution, or heat distortion. In freezing temps, even your breath becomes visible. 15. Why do we have fingerprints? For grip. Those ridges on your fingers help you grab onto things, even if they're smooth or wet. They also help your brain sense texture and detail better. And yes, no two humans have the same set. 16. Do bananas grow on trees? Nope. Bananas grow on giant herbs, not trees. The trunk is actually made of tightly packed leaf bases. It's one of the largest herbaceous flowering plants in the world. Each plant only produces fruit once, then dies. Bananas themselves are technically berries. And the plant's scientific name? Musa. Also, every banana you've ever eaten is likely a clone of the Cavendish variety. 17. Can lightning strike the same place twice? Absolutely, and it often does. The Empire State Building gets hit around 20 to 25 times per year. Lightning is drawn to tall, pointed, and isolated objects. So the myth that it won't strike twice? Total nonsense. Airports, skyscrapers, and mountaintops are frequent targets. Some spots have been struck hundreds of times. There's even a man who survived 7 lightning strikes in his lifetime. 18. How old is the Earth? Roughly 4.54 billion years. That number comes from dating the oldest rocks and meteorites. Earth formed from dust and gas left over after the sun was born. At first, it was a molten hellscape. No oceans, no life. Then came the moon, likely formed by a massive collision. The earliest signs of life date back 3.8 billion years. 19. Why do we yawn? No one knows for sure, but there are theories. Yawning may help cool the brain when it overheats, or it could be a social cue, showing tiredness or boredom to others. Some studies say it increases alertness by boosting oxygen intake. Seeing someone yawn makes you more likely to do it. Even reading about yawning might trigger one. Interestingly, fetuses yawn in the womb, possibly for development. But whether it's a reflex, communication, or brain air conditioning, we're still figuring it out. 20. Do plants sleep? In a way, yes. Plants follow a circadian rhythm, just like animals. At night, many plants slow down their photosynthesis and conserve energy. Some even move, closing leaves or drooping stems after sunset. It helps reduce water loss and avoid cold temperatures. Plants also wake up at sunrise, tracking the light to restart photosynthesis. It's not sleep like humans do, but it's a rest cycle all the same. 21. What causes ocean tides? Tides are caused mainly by the moon's gravity. It pulls the ocean toward it, creating a bulge. That's high tide. Another high tide forms on the opposite side due to inertia. The Earth rotates beneath these bulges, giving us regular rise and fall of sea levels. The sun plays a role too. Aligning with the moon during full or new moons makes tides even stronger. Spring tides. Tides also vary based on coastline shape and ocean floor topography. 22. Why do onions make you cry? Onions contain sulfur compounds. When you cut into one, enzymes turn those compounds into a gas, syn-propanethyl S oxide. When it hits your eyes, it reacts with water to form sulfuric acid. That triggers a burning sensation, and your eyes water to flush it out. Cooking the onion deactivates the enzymes, so no tears. Chilling onions slows the reaction too. Cutting under running water helps by washing away the gas before it hits your eyes. 23. Can penguins fly? Not in the air, but they're experts at flying underwater. Their wings evolved into flippers built for speed and control. Some species can swim up to 22 miles per hour, using the same motion birds use to fly. In the water, they're acrobatic and agile hunters. On land, though, they waddle awkwardly due to their body shape. Fossil evidence shows ancient penguins were even larger, some as tall as humans. They've adapted to extreme cold with dense feathers and insulating fat. So while they can't take to the skies, penguins rule the oceans. 24. What color is a mirror? Technically, mirrors are very slightly green. They reflect most of the visible spectrum, which is why they appear colorless or silver. But the glass used in mirrors reflects green wavelengths just a bit more. That's why placing two mirrors facing each other creates an infinite tunnel with a greenish tint. So when you look into a mirror, you're seeing light bouncing back, just with a hint of green. It's not white, silver, or magic, just physics. 25. How many bones are in the human body? Adults have 206 bones. Babies, though, start with about 270. As we grow, some bones fuse together, like those in the skull and spine. The smallest bone is the stapes, in your ear, just 0.1 inches long. The largest is the femur, in your thigh. Bones aren't just hard, they're living tissue, constantly regenerating. You get a brand new skeleton roughly every 10 years. And over 50% of your bones are in your hands and feet alone. 26. Why don't birds get electrocuted on power lines? Because they're only touching one wire. Electricity flows through a circuit, and birds don't complete that circuit. Their bodies have similar voltage to the wire, so current doesn't move through them. But if a bird touches another wire, or grounded object at the same time, zap. That's why large birds or squirrels sometimes do get electrocuted. Power workers use insulated tools and stand on non-conductive platforms for the same reason. So it's not about being immune, it's about not giving electricity a path to travel. Simple but deadly physics. 27. What is the loudest sound ever recorded? The eruption of Krakatoa in 1883. It was so loud, it ruptured eardrums 40 miles away. The sound traveled around the globe 4 times. It was heard over 3,000 miles from the source, like hearing a sound in New York from San Francisco. The explosion released the energy of 200 megatons of TNT. 28th. Do animals laugh? Some do, kind of. Primates like chimps and gorillas produce a laugh-like sound during play. Rats emit high-frequency chirps when tickled. Dogs do a kind of panting laugh, especially during roughhousing. Even dolphins make signature whistles when playing with each other. Laughter in animals usually signals joy, bonding, or play. It's not exactly human humor, but it serves a social function. 29. What's the most Googled question ever? It changes year by year, but consistently, the most Googled question is, what is my IP address? It's simple, useful, and searched millions of times a day. Why? People trying to troubleshoot Wi-Fi, set up routers, or use VPNs. Other top searches include, what time is it? How to tie a tie? And what song is this? These are utility-based questions with instant answers. So while the internet is full of big ideas, the most Googled facts are often the most practical. Because curiosity starts with what we need right now. And there you have it, 29 of the most Googled facts ever. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more weird, amazing, and oddly specific facts, hit that subscribe button. Because we've barely scratched the surface of what people are searching for.